Actually, can I do one thing that I didn't mention last night that I really want to just talk about? It's quick. I want to talk about this man. Walter Williams
Yes.
passed away this week. For those of you who don't know, he was an economist. I loved Walter Williams. He was one of the last defenders of free markets. And in memory, I'm just going to read a couple Walter Williams quotes. I mean, I literally just Googled, and he's got so many good quotes. But you can see why someone like me might like him when you hear these quotes. So here's one. But let me offer you my definition of social justice. I keep what I earn, and you keep what you earn. Do you disagree? Well, then tell me how much of what I earn belongs to you and why. That's a Walter Williams quote. He also says, how does something immoral when done privately become moral when it is done collectively? Furthermore, does legality establish morality? Slavery was legal. Apartheid is legal. Stalinist, Nazi, and Maoist purges were legal. Clearly, the fact of legality does not justify these crimes. Legality alone cannot be the talisman of moral people. He also writes, democracy and liberty are not the same. Democracy is little more than mob rule, while liberty refers to the sovereignty of the individual. He says, prior to capitalism, the way people amassed great wealth was by looting, plundering, and enslaving their fellow man. Capitalism made it possible to become wealthy by serving your fellow man. And there's a lot of this. We don't have to keep going. I mean, there's lots of Walter Williams quotes, but I just wanted to take a moment before we started and honor a man whom I really enjoyed reading throughout my entire life. He was an icon, and he will be sorely missed by me and many other free market.
Is it true the New York Times didn't do an obituary on him?
I don't know, but I would not be surprised. Because he's a black man who is a wrong thinker, his existence needs to be ignored. Right. They can't admit he exists. So
Taxterra just gave us a super chat and says, R.I.P. Dr. Williams. Dear God, please don't take Thomas Sowell from us yet.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
These are people I never heard of when I was ensconced in the social justice left. And you can imagine why. Right. Thomas Sowell was one of the first thinkers that people would say I should read when I started kind of trying to broaden my echo chamber and adding conservative voices. And some of my friends, actually, I remember an old friend from high school who's a conservative suddenly started talking to me, much like you became more interested in talking to me when my beliefs started changing. Yeah. This friend recommended Thomas Sowell early on, and then Walter Williams. And it's amazing how many thinkers, if you're in some kind of echo chamber, it doesn't even have to be an SJW echo chamber, but if you're in a very tribalistic echo chamber and a fundamentalist sort of belief system, it's amazing how many thinkers you won't even hear of or come across because they're just kind of, cut out of that area. I hope we can do some of these guys for book club eventually.
I am now regretting that I didn't try and get Walter Williams on the show. I don't know if he would have said yes, but we totally should have tried to get him. So some of these other elder statesman type people or elder thinkers we should try and get on the show before they die off. But yeah, I mean, Walter Williams and Thomas Sowell are two great examples, and actually Larry Elder. They're three examples of black men that the left, I mean, especially with all this Ellen Page stuff and people using the words like, people use phrases like you're trying to erase my existence and blah, blah, blah. Those three men, the left adamantly, like aggressively tries to erase their existence. Like literally, they just don't want them. You're not supposed to know they exist. And growing up reading, I mean, all three of them, I didn't read as much Larry Elder because he's more, had a radio show, but all three of them, no one gives, like, I don't think even anyone cared. Like, no one knew what their race was. It was like it's not an issue. The left seems to be very obsessed with with race, but no one was like, I like Walter Williams because he's a black man. I think half the people that read him don't know or care. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But you've got the left who focuses on race so much that you'd think, well, here's a black economist. Why not listen to this man? Oh, no, we have to pretend he doesn't exist at all because he's not the kind of economist. We like the AOC style economists.
Right.
So,
well, because they're, as we know, like their behavior doesn't match their words.
of course.
So they say, listen to black voices, listen to gay voices, listen to women's voices, but that's not what they mean. They mean listen to SJW voices. They don't actually care about the race or sex or sexuality.